And now it's time for taking a look at the world which has gone mad. Yes, it truly is a world gone mad where the multi-billion-dollar entertainment platform Netflix thinks that cartoons selling transgender ideology to 7-year-olds is wholesome family entertainment.
I'm trans, Norma. And everyone at school knows, and everyone at home knows. And being here, it's like a whole new place. I can just be Barney, and I can choose if and when I tell people. I've never been happier.
Alas, it turned out that the creator of that 2022 piece of propaganda more recently said some rather unpleasant things about the death of Charlie Kirk, including labelling him, like we were talking about, labelling him a Nazi. Oops. Next thing you know, Elon Musk has publicly announced cancelling his Netflix subscription. And before you can say Bob's your uncle, or rather Bob's your auntie, outraged Americans have also cancelled their subscriptions. Who'd have guessed it? It looks like cancel culture is coming home to roost at the very places that started it. What would John Lennon say?
Instant karma's gonna get you. Gonna knock you right in the face.
Yes, talk about instant karma, or in the case of these three child actors, slightly delayed karma appears to be coming their way. All three of these Harry Potter stars, none of whom have ever really excelled as actors outside of the popular Hogwarts boarding school witchcraft movies, took it upon themselves a few years ago to attack the very woman, JK Rowling, also known as Jo Rowling, who had made them all multi-millionaires before they'd even left home. Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson both made headlines when they used their public profiles to attack JK Rowling over her pro-women's rights, anti-transgender activism. The appalling virtue-signalling super brat Emma Watson was the worst, championing and donating money to trans organisations in Britain and ridiculing the woman who had made her so famous, even when that woman was receiving all sorts of vile posts and even death threats from the trans activist community. The hatred towards JK Rowling was so great that she was even banned from events and reunions celebrating her very own creation, Harry Potter. But then, oops, the tide has turned, and recently, with the public mood having changed fairly dramatically in relation to the issue of transgenderism, Emma Watson tried to put it all behind her.
When she was asked what ruins the movies for her, she named yourself and some of your co-stars. And
I really don't believe that by having had that experience and holding the love and support and views that I have mean that I can't and don't treasure Jo.
This word salad woke waffle was all too much for many of JK Rowling's supporters, including this comedy spoof.
I will always hold space for her and so much love in my heart for her, and I would hope that she felt the same way about me. But also, I stand shoulder to shoulder with those who would wish harm on her, hate her, and would wish the absolute worst for her in her life.
Yes, that was a spoof about Emma Watson's sudden change of heart. JK Rowling herself has made clear there will be no forgiveness. She wrote in a scathing piece, like other people who've never experienced adult life, uncushioned by wealth and fame, Emma Watson has so little experience of real life, she's ignorant of how ignorant she is. Quote, she'll never need a homeless shelter, talking about Emma Watson. She's never going to be placed on a mixed-sex public hospital ward. I'd be astounded if she's been in a high street changing room since childhood. I wasn't a multimillionaire at 14. I lived in poverty while writing the book that made Emma famous. Great words there from JK Rowling. Will Emma Watson survive the wrath of the great woman herself? Well, whether there will be any karma, instant or otherwise, for the American National Football League also remains to be seen. Clearly, failing to read the room or even the nation, the NFL, the National Football League, have employed the services of the singer Bad Bunny.
If you've seen my old videos, you know that this is no surprise because he's been showing this symbolism for quite some time now, and it was only a matter of time until this started happening in real life.
They've invited him to appear on what is one of the largest stages in the world, the halftime performance at next year's Super Bowl. Apart from being a somewhat dubious family entertainment quality, Bad Bunny is fiercely anti-Trump and campaigns against the Trump administration's deportations of illegal immigrants. Not everyone is impressed.
They don't respect us. They don't respect fans. And this is the biggest example of it. They're doing a halftime show that 95% of you will have no idea what's going on other than you're being treated to a drag show.
Meanwhile, clearly auditioning for Bad Bunny's backup singer, childhood Disney star Ariana Grande, who is famous for dressing up as a cross between a Playboy bunny and a Batwoman, singing Julie Andrews, has also endorsed a bizarre rant on social media about grocery prices under Donald Trump. Speaking of grocery prices, in a modern version of Marie Antoinette, this young lass is complaining that America can no longer afford bread.
Groceries are really expensive in America, so hamburger buns and hot dog buns become like sandwich buns. They become garlic bread. They become whatever we can because Americans are poor and we can't afford groceries, especially under Trump now. So this is my BT. I can't have lettuce because of digestive issues, but yep, on a bun because I don't have bread.
There you go. Let them eat buns. A guest on CNN, meanwhile, had his own unique interpretation of what may cause high levels of cancer, diabetes, and other diseases in African communities.
Listen to what I'm saying. The reason why heart disease and cancer and obesity and diabetes are bigger in the black community is because of the stress we carry from having to deal with being called the N-word directly or indirectly every day.
Interesting medical opinion. This individual has his own advice for white people.
Okay, white people. I'm white, you're white. We need to shut up and listen to people of color. However they're grieving, whatever they're going through, we don't know what they're doing, so we need to shut up and listen.
Great advice. So let's have a listen. Here's sacked former TV host Don Lemon, who, by the way, is married to a white man, giving his opinion of white men.
Wake up, white men. What the is wrong with you? But you're too dumb to even realize that because you're lazy and sitting in front of a computer or a phone.
So here are two stalwarts of anti-racism and anti-bigotry taking a pleasant stroll together chatting.
I have nothing to apologize for. You know, it is a tragedy that Charlie Kirk was killed in that way. I feel for his widow and his children. They will have to live with that for the rest of their lives. But there is no legacy to honor. It was a legacy filled with bigotry, hatred, and white supremacy.
It's that sort of relentless bigotry and hatred and sophistry from the Democrats that is why more and more Americans have left the left.
I am done with the Democratic Party. You guys are psychotic. I've been a Democrat my entire life. I'm 43 years old, and I've never been more humiliated and embarrassed to be part of something. You guys are the most racist, hateful, bigoted, nasty group of people I've ever had to commingle with.
And from there, it's only a short jump to here.
I'm so sorry. I fell right into the propagandist, radical, leftist craziness. Please understand that the woke mind virus is very real. It's very real. And it is embarrassing as hell coming out of something like that.
And from there to here.
And it's starting to look like I'm a conservative. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing because I don't really know what a conservative is, but it just seems like these things align with my views and values as I was taught growing up.
Fortunately, of course, there's always Kamala Harris to bring wisdom and enlightenment to the huddled masses of Democrat Americans with pearls of wisdom, such as this.
Invariably, somebody would want me to take a picture or to hug their child. And someone in the back would hand that baby over through the crowd.
Up to you?
People who would
bless the baby.
But pass the baby.
See?
And then pass the baby back.
Pass the baby back.
Imagine passing your baby to Kamala. Whoa, get it back quick. Reminds me of that song from the 80s, Pass the Baby from the Left-Hand Side. But I think J.D. Vance summed it up best.
I listened to Kamala Harris for 90 seconds, and I actually feel like I've gotten dumber in the process.
Even more puzzling was this rant by another fired TV left-wing host, Joy Reid, with her predictions about what Donald Trump has in store for America.
If you go back before the 20th century, there were no income taxes, there were no regulations on business. You could earn as much money as you want, leave 100% of it to your children with no taxes. Right. That's the world they want back. And to get it back, they need society to change.
No income tax, no inheritance tax, no crippling regulations. Sounds like heaven to me. For other lefties, it is important to remind us all that despite accusations of lefty violence, lefties aren't actually, violent.
Liberals are not a violent group.
But is she right?
The Lee Zeldin stabbing attempt, left wing or right wing? Left wing. The Covenant school shooting in Nashville, left wing or right wing? Left wing. The Butler, Pennsylvania assassination attempt on President Trump, left wing or right wing? Left wing. Burn down cities during the Summer of Love in the George Floyd riots, left-wing violence or right-wing violence? Left-wing. The Waukesha Christmas Parade massacre, left-wing or right-wing violence? Left-wing. The Trump International West Palm Beach assassination attempt, left-wing. The Abundant Life Christian school shooting, left-wing. The United Care CEO's murder, left-wing. Tesla's burned, keyed, damaged, firebombed, left-wing, left-wing.
Ah, yes. The left aren't violent. Truly is a world gone mad.